Hey guys, it's Woody, the Unexceptional Gamer, and this video is not about the gameplay. I've been putting up a lot that are either about tips or gameplay lately, and I thought I'd break into one of those, other commentaries. So, here's what I was thinking. What's your plan for being special? So, I had a call-in guy, or someone we talked to, on the podcast recently. He didn't talk to him actually. He wrote me, and he said he was kind of depressed because he had just realized he was normal. He had just sort of come to the realization that like in terms of athletics, he's fine, but he's not special. In terms of academics, in terms of everything in his life, he's just a normal person, like most of us are. And sometime around 18, I realized that I wasn't going to be an Olympic athlete, right? I was pretty athletic. I played sports in high school and set records and such. And I even had some, in swimming I even had some records in college. But, when you're in college and you're looking at your times, it's like people who are winning the Olympics are roughly your age. And you recognize the difference between them and you. And it became clear to me, like, look, I'm a long way off from, from where the best in the world are. And, yeah. So anyway, that's a transition that I think a lot of people make that when they go from, when they recognize that they're just going to be normal people. And then when you're older, call yourself, I don't know, 30, then that's when you might realize that you're not going to be, Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or like, the super rich guy. You're like, wow, I'm looking at my career path and, while I'm doing fine, I'm not making, $500,000 a year or $1 million a year or something like that. So, it makes me wonder, like, you guys are young. I wonder what your plan is for being special, if you have one at all. Do you have something in mind? I remember when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an ice cream salesman. I thought that would be the coolest job in the world because I had access to ice cream. And my idea was to invent a new kind of ice cream that had air injected into it. So it would be kind of this like foamy, and it would have an interesting texture when you ate it. And so you take regular ice cream, you turn it into, like, I don't want to say a whipped cream, but picture something like almost Pop Rocks that is ice cream. And I was like, wow, not only will I be around ice cream all day, which at that age seemed like a really, really appealing prospect, but my cost of goods sold would be really low because I had access, because I had air mixed into my ice cream. And it wasn't meant to be some sort of rip-off scam type thing. It was just, wow, imagine the possibility of being around ice cream and having a lower cost of goods sold. I'll make my millions. I never really pursued that idea, but I was wondering, like, if in the comments, if you guys would be interested in talking about the things that you plan on doing. Are you going to be the next Notch that writes a game? Notch, if you don't know, is the guy that wrote Minecraft. Are you going to be a pro athlete? Is that going to be, like, do you have anything in mind or any aspirations of being more than your everyday person? Just wondering about that. Maybe you're going to invent a pizza parlor with a conveyor belt to overweight people's houses. Like, just throwing that out there, right? This could be your $1 million idea. Automatic delivery of pizza like that. So, for me personally, I am I've got this YouTube thing going on, which kind of makes me feel special from time to time, and then I have a pretty decent career. A lot of people ask me if I do anything other than YouTube. Like, some guys think that this is my full-time job, in the way that there are a couple other guys who do this full-time. And for me, no. I'm what I am is my title, I think, is Senior Software Architect. And look at this last stand guy. Oh, gosh, I thought he was down. My title is Senior Software Architect. So what that is first you start off as a junior programmer where you go to work and you need other people's help. And then you become the senior programmer who's able to work independently, write code all the time. And or maybe like a tech lead type guy. And a tech lead is a guy who not only writes his own code, but he usually distributes some work, and he based, like, he'll evaluate other people's skill sets, assign the work appropriately, and maybe help them with it if they get stumped. And then after you become this like senior programmer or tech lead type guy, usually the next step on like a technical track is some sort of architect. And the architect looks at the bigger picture. They look at some business requirements, and they design systems that solve these business problems. So that's where I am now. And my specific project, if you're curious, is so cases come in to where I work, and these are cases like people call on the phone, or they write or chat or whatever, and they have some sort of problem with our product. And what we try to do is match up the right case to the right engineer. So if you're like a customer who's maybe had a lot of problems lately, we'll try to give you an especially skilled engineer to make sure that your customer satisfaction is high. If you're a really big client, you might get someone really skilled or small or whatever. So, but the idea is to match up these cases with the right people who can solve cases based on a whole bunch of different rules. And so yeah, that's kind of cool. But I don't know that it's my dream. I don't know that it's the thing that I'd love to be doing most in all of life. So, and I've been thinking about how I can make that happen, how I can turn this into something great. So I ask you, young people of YouTube, what are you going to do with yourself? What are you going to do to make sure that your life lines up into something that you really, really want it to be? And leave a comment. Let me know. I'm curious.